Hello and welcome to this episode of the Ranting Atheist podcast. Today on Story of an Atheist, I'd like to share a recording of a conversation I had with a Nigerian-Congolese atheist. She shares her story on how she lost her faith. And this was actually a fun conversation because I interviewed her and she interviewed me and we learned a few things from each other. So once I stop talking, the next thing you hear is the recording of the chat we had a few weeks back. So hello Kim, and you are welcome to Story of an Atheist.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you too?
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm just relaxing. I mean, it's a Friday, so I'm trying to relax.
Abina.
How are you? What's going on?
We done the push on the week. The week has been here and there, but now also the also.
Okay, that's
yes.
fine.
So Kim, can we know you? You know, the listener right now would like to know you. What are you comfortable with sharing? Maybe your age, your location, what you do for a living. If you're not comfortable with your age, but I used to tell people millennial or fine. Gen Z.
Oh, I'm Gen Z. I'm Gen Z.
All right.
It's fine. Okay, so let me. When people ask me to do an introduction of myself, I'm usually lost because where do I start from? But anyways, my name is Kimberly.
Okay.
I'm 21 right now, so I'm a student at University of Lagos in my final year.
Nice.
What else? I'm Congolese, but I was born and raised in Nigeria.
Nice.
So I'm like Congolese and Nigeria.
Nice.
So what else? Yeah.
Yes. No.
I am. I'm basically Nigerian, but it's sort of confusing because I don't exactly have the entire Nigerian experience. But it's
you have it now. Yeah, Lagos. Lagos is the baptism now.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what else?
Your religious background. What was it like?
My religious background. So I grew up being Christian. I mean, that's what my parents told me. That's how I grew up. I know I grew up being Christian. I didn't grow up in a very strong Christian home. I mean, we did go to church,
What flavor?
We did do churchy things. What church?
Like what flavor? Was it Pentecostal, Catholic?
Yeah, it was a mix of both. Like sometimes we went to a Catholic church, but sometimes we went to like a Pentecostal church. So like I wouldn't call myself a churchy girl growing up, but church was just a part of your life. I mean, you have no choice. You met it there. You're supposed to just go along with it. So that's basically my religious background. And I mean, looking down the years till now, I mean, that a lot has changed over the years. And it's quite interesting on how I, quote and unquote, left the church and left, Christianity and all.
Yes, basically,
and I can't be like one of the biggest reasons, why I left Christianity was because I'm lazy.
How do you be lazy to do what exactly?
Lazy to pray, lazy to go to church. I don't like spending my Sundays going out. Like
you need to so eat up all your rest period, man.
Exactly. And then I'm going to a space where I'm not really interested in what's going on. No. I mean, I didn't have strong feelings like I'm against what you guys are saying. I'm against this, but I was just like, I can't cope with this stress. Like standing up every Sunday, waking up in the morning, looking for what to wear. Because I already look for what to wear for morning. One very, very big job.
People they cack to church like say
They dress. You get, especially when you go to all these fancy churches where people have to dress like people, it's like a competition, so people dress a lot. And honestly, I'm not really ready for all that, waking up in the morning, looking for what to wear, please.
That's serious, Wala.
Exactly.
I'm still pretending, so now I still have to go and wash my trout tomorrow now.
Hey, for real? So you have to go.
I have to pretend I'm still in my parents' house now. So, and they are pastors.
Well, okay. Wow, they're pastors. That's crazy.
So they still have some leverage. So I need to just chill till the leverage is lost.
I get it.
So what do you identify as now? Is it agnostic atheist or anti-theist?
Man, I don't really want to really put a label to it. Okay. But one thing I'm sure is that I don't believe in the Christian God.
So you just put it atheist, basically. No extra scenario on top of it.
These days I believe more in the universe. I believe more in the power of, doing good. I don't know if it makes sense. I believe more in the power of serving people that you can actually see and making life good for people that you can actually see. And that soul just
that's
has
humanism.
A reward.
Yeah, humanist.
Yeah. That soul just has a reward.
Yeah, humanist. It's more about humans, how to make the world better for we humans.
Exactly. Because these are the people that I can't see. Why would I waste my life worshiping a God that I cannot see when I can serve and help people when I can't, people that I can't see, people I can, change their life, put smiles in their faces. I want to do stuff for them, not somebody I can't see. And I'm not interested in that. Seeing is, believing.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
so
it does.
There was a so I assume there's a point now. You reach a point where you shall know, okay, there is God, though, Abi, based on is what you met, Abi.
Yeah, I mean that's what I grew up in, knowing that there's supposed to be a God and you're supposed to worship the God, and I just went along with it until I clocked 16.
So how did you start from that 16 points? There's this construction point where questioning something, where you started saying something is weird before you now started doing maybe like a research.
For me, I lost my dad when I was 16. And that wasn't some sort of tipping point. It was just like the person that had the most power over me, which is my dad, was gone. So I could literally find myself and be whoever I want to be without the constraint. Nobody is telling me, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. Except my mom. My mom is more of a calmer person who is more supportive than, forceful. So losing my dad for me was just like that point where I could now think for myself. I could now decide that, nah, I don't want to go to church. And then the laziness thing, for real, being lazy was like, I don't want to go here. And over the years, from 16 to now, me being 21, I've tried, I've tried to go just to see what's going on. But when I do go, it's just I realize that I'm wasting my time because a lot of these things don't just make sense to me. And I can't even I admire people who can actually hold to these preachings and these values and religion, because it's something that they can look forward to. I admire them, but it's just not for me. And I'm not that kind of quote unquote atheist that will give you logical explanations. Oh, let me break it down. Let me give you logical. I'm not smart atheist. I have no logical explanation. But it's just that I simply just don't believe in something. I can't believe in something I don't see so strongly and hold on to it. I'm experiencing existential crisis. Thinking about a God and adding that to me is just too much for me to handle. So I'm not going to give you logical explanations that, oh wow, I just thought about the Bible and I realized the Bible doesn't make sense, or why should we listen to people who talked in over 2,000 years ago? That's peer pressure. That's not me. For me, it's just this doesn't make sense to me. And if you see the way the church has acted over the years, I mean, is this what you call? For me, it's just, I just had to, I was just done.
Yeah.
I was just done. It wasn't just for me. It wasn't just clicking. It wasn't just for me. So 16 was my, breaking age. I was nah, I'm not going to do this. And the thing was that when my dad died, when I was 16, my mom wasn't so churchy, but she became churchy, after my dad's death. And you can understand that a woman lost her husband, so she's trying to cling on to some sort of hope because things were actually, bad at some point. And she kind of like pressured me to, because she started going to MFM. And there was a whole lot of fire and burning and die, girl.
So
Die what?
die by fire. Die by fire. Die by fire.
See? Die by what? I'm not, no. So for me, it was like, I can't even be in the church where that kind of doctrine is constant death. I already think about death a lot. So please. So my mom became very, 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 not very, very religious, but she became more serious. Of a maybe serious Christian.
Yeah.
And she kind of put pressure on me you need to go to church, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I'm like, I don't believe. And I don't think she has really understood my statement of I don't believe. She doesn't understand it.
Thinks you're joking.
Like, she thinks I'm joking. You get? She thinks like I'm just like, what do you know, this child? Just and she keeps me in her prayers, which is nice and all, I guess. But she kind of put pressure on me. But I just kind of I was rebelling at that point. I was like, I was saying no to religion, and I was saying no to so many things. That was even the point. I became a feminist at 16, but I didn't even know what it was called then. So
nice.
all these factors. And funny how one of my best friends is a pastor.
So constant preaching.
It's not constant preaching, he's sort of different. His preaching comes from a place of love, trying to help me understand and navigate my mental health issues. So I don't get upset when he preaches to me. Like I don't get upset because it's coming from a place of love. That's exactly why we're friends, because he cares about me. So yeah. I think it's a nice addition to add to my friendship circle that my best friend is a pastor and I don't believe in what's going on, I just think it's a nice addition.
But besides him, are there other people that like question, like, why don't you believe? Or
I think the people around me have sort of, accepted the kind of person that I am.
This girl, maybe she does day a day.
Exactly, maybe she just day a day. There's some days I'll just be on my own and I'll see some anti-Christianity post and I'll post it on my status and I'll laugh. It's even this year that I've become more vocal about my hatred. Not like my hatred, but like my dislike. Yes, for Christians and Christianity and even Islam too.
Islam
because
is
a whole lot of bullshit.
Man, Islam is dead in the water self too.
Do you get? So I become more, open about my dislike for these religions, and sometimes I'll just post it up on my status and be like, blah blah. But funny how nobody on my status, swipes up to tell me, I can't believe you're saying this, because I try my best to make sure that my circle, the people, especially the people I have on my social media space, are people that understand me and we're kind of like minds, and if they want to disagree with me, they're going to disagree with me respectfully. So I don't have anybody that's going to come and attack me for my opinions on my status. They might have opinions about what I've said, but nobody's going to come out and attack me. So sometimes I just put up anti-Christianity posts and all that stuff.
What kind of reactions do you get when you put it on your WhatsApp?
I don't get a lot of reactions because, people, like I said, I have a circle of people that kind of understand me, understand that I say a lot of things because I say a lot of things. I'm not someone who's afraid to speak their mind. Before, I used to be like, if people want to be Christians, let people be Christians, that's fine. If people want to be Muslims, that Muslims are fine. If people want to be atheists, that's fine. That's how I be. But this year, I've kind of been more open about my dislike because it's just the bullshit that goes on.
It's too much.
It's too much. I mean, look at last year. COVID was happening, and this church, I think it was Redeemer, so created USSD codes to help people send money and pay. Yeah, winners and
have had it long before COVID. We've been ready.
My mind was fucking with me. Even my mom, that's this Christian person, she was upset because this is the period where people were struggling to find food to eat, and what you're thinking about is paying tithes.
Tithes and offering.
That's literal extortion. It's like people say, it's their choices. But like, for real,
Psychological extortion, man.
It's crazy. Do you get it? It's literally crazy. So fucked up, man. So.
I'm sure you didn't see Oyedepo's tweets when he said tithing is an unbreakable covenant, and if you don't do your tithing, you're under a financial curse.
I think I saw that.
my head sparked. I was still a Christian then, no? But I was like, look at this motherfucker.
When did you become atheist?
Yeah, August. I think July, August. But it's August that I think is when I actually had crossed over. It was when I didn't even know when I just crossed over within that July, August period. That's when my head was just like, the whole parole I was just seeing a lot of bullshit in the Bible.
Yeah.
So that's what just pushed me to cross over. Don't worry, you have not listened to my podcast. Don't worry. I will give you the link. I will share my story there.
I'll go listen to it. I'll go listen to it.
So you understand, it's the short version. I think I'll post the longer version after we are done. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So it's just crazy.
Thank you for inviting me here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for accepting. It's really great now. So feminist now. You're a feminist. Please. I am. Tell me what you can tell a Christian feminist, because I don't get why you be a Christian and a feminist at the same time. Will it work now?
Before when I hear people say Christian feminist, I would get so upset. I'll get so mad. Like, can you not see what this religion thinks about women? It's literally written in your holy book. Can you not
thinking of it, man?
It's ridiculous. It used to make me so upset. But right now, I told you, like, I'm dealing with existential crisis and I'm, having problems with my mental health, that I'm even like on antidepressants. Yeah.
Wow. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I just feel like sometimes people just need to cling to hope however they can. And especially for women living in Nigeria,
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of pressure that the society puts on you. It's a whole lot of things that you're dealing with. And sometimes you just feel like you need an outlet. And for some, it's religion that's their outlet. It's religion that's their safe space. It's talking to a God, that's their safe space. And why I might not understand it, I feel like it's valid, Why I might not think that their God exists, it might just be the same as me talking to the air or talking to myself, because I talk to myself a lot. I think that it's valid, and I think that maybe, just maybe, I don't need to get upset at them. I may not understand it. I don't understand how you can be a Christian and a feminist. I don't understand it, but I certainly will not condemn it. I'm just like, let people have their safe spaces if they want. If religion is going to be your safe space, then it's fine. But I'm still going to speak out at things, especially religion, that I find ridiculous. I'm still going to speak out, even though I want people to still have their safe spaces. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah. I understand now.
Yeah.
Because me, I'm just like, whenever I say, I'm always pulling my hair out, like how the cognitive dissonance is beyond me, because there's a lot of scriptures where they put it, women should not this. And when they now say Old Testament, but I'm like, the New Testament, Paul, Mr. Paulo, first Geo, he stated it there, women should keep quiet and should not, it doesn't permit a woman to lead.
In the church, yeah.
The first day I came across that scripture, it was like, this 2018, it was my office, one security man that's very pretty cool. He was kind of trying to, there's a lady that's like our manager, he was trying to say a woman is not supposed, he was not equating to church. He now said a woman is not supposed, like, when did the Bible say that? He now showed me the Bible. I was like, hey? And now my mind, I was like, so the Bible is sexist. Now, wow. That's
how did that make you feel finding that out?
I was shocked, but I was just like, I don't know how I just moved on from there and still kept on believing there's a God, because I don't think I was not in the state of mind of questioning. So, but I remember that, like, how did I move past that? Because I was like, so the Bible is sexist. So the Bible is, why? But I moved on. It was now during my deconversion process, I now remember that I was like, oh, man, wow. It's when you are ready to throw it away, you will throw it away. Because I still came back to that same passage during my deconversion process. That's when okay. Started saying the word, and I even saw the one on rape. That was when I was like, like, are people blind, or is it that people don't read their Bibles? Is what pastor directs. That one. Yes, me, I know now. I read more Bible as an atheist in the last few months than my whole life as a Christian combined. And I'm over 30 years.
Were you like a Christian that only goes to church on Sunday?
Yeah, no, because yes, I only Sunday now. Everything I want, they do extra. Tuesday, Thursday, wahala. But God did, Sha. God did.
Then did you pray?
I pray. I'm praying I can, but like now for what I noticed the morning devotion, all those kind of elements. I wake up and fly out. When I was in school, I went to a Christian school, Nigerian-Congolese. For that period, so I always, once I wake up, it's always I will go do. I will not go enter trouble today. We will move one thing. We will go back. This service will not. I don't go. I stopped going for service in 300 level. So they knowing how to hide from all the Hisba version in Covenant, Hisba police of Covenant University.
Wow.
So Covenant University they really planted the seed of the conversion. Yes, now it germinated in 2020, but has been planted since I left school.
Wow. I mean, like when I meet like atheists, like some people have been atheists for like 2 years, like 3, 5, especially when you see them on Twitter, like these people really know what they're saying. But like speaking to you right now, and it's like only so recently.
Yes, no.
It's crazy. After school, that's when you started to identify. That's when you started to question after school.
Long after school, I graduated in 2011, so. It's been
okay.
So it's 2020 was the year. 2020 was what made it like this coronavirus. How did all these pastors, all of them, lagu on top of this thing? Something is wrong. That was when I started questioning. Something is wrong.
I feel like it's a whole lot of bravery to question, because it's something you've known all your whole life. It's something you're used to.
Yes,
and then for you to start to question it, man, you have to be brave to face the truth that, okay, this thing might not actually be as what I thought it would be. It's crazy, and it takes a whole lot of bravery, man. Like, I'm super, super proud of you.
Thanks, but because I saw a lot of actions, words that were not, the actions were not mapping to what was being preached in the Bible. So those were, it was just a lot of mismatch.
Yeah.
So I just had to, that was the time, it was time to question. So when is the time to question, you question. Is the question now, after questioning, will be like, are you ready to take the next step? Are you honest enough to go far into the deep end? Because there are people that will question. When they begin to see things that are not comfortable, they run back and start to pray. Say, God do. Because what even helped me to be like, fucking hell, this is for real. This religion has scam. It was true. A lot of, if not for the internet, I would have gone back. So yes, content. I listen to a lot of podcasts, watched videos, so all these things. But what I just saw that is now Igbo people full here, no Nigerian voice here. That's why I said, fuck it, I'm starting my own.
Yeah, you couldn't relate.
Yeah, like, I could relate. I could understand, but it's not everybody that will be able to look past the whole. Say they are not from your same culture. Some people are already biased that Oyinbo is Oyinbo thing, that atheism is Oyinbo thing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this religion now, Oyinbo religion now. We are supposed to be worshiping Babalawo and whatever. Yes, now. But they came here with their colonialism and also made our religion the villains with their propaganda.
Yeah.
And our religion.
Do you believe in African traditional religion?
I don't buy all those shit anymore.
Okay.
Because it's all stories now. It's the same way the Bible was sold to us, that those ones are also sold to us. Say, this one, this one guy, his Jesus, next thing, his pennies disappear. Hey.
You're killing me.
The whole, they use gifts for Juju, Yahoo Plus. And I'm like, man, but these boys, they push CC now. Why do they need, they are still pushing their CC, doing loading, doing all the Bitcoin hacking. So, I'm like, that's part of when I do. I was like, I now went to press, and I replayed everything in my mind. Like, have you seen anyone happen? Is it not stories? I'm like, that story. And because those ones, they don't have, all these juju people, they don't have their own kind of Bible. So that's why it was easy to discredit them and make Quran and Bible seem legit. But all of them are stories with no evidence. But people talk about it with such conviction. Because I had an argument with a colleague in the office about this. He is a Christian and we always go back and forth once in a while. He was now telling one story of his village. I said, why is it always village? Is it that there's 5G signal there and there's no signal here in Lagos? Like, all every time I come to my village. I said, okay, granted, your village. I said, where the fuck were your juju people when we needed them? When these colonial bastards came to take over? Where was your juju?
Well, I mean, Shams can't really work against guns, Maxim guns.
Exactly. When Lugard was clearing the whole north and whatever, I said, where was all the juju? This was the time we needed the juju to step up, and we know that, yes.
I mean, it's the same way you can ask where was God during slavery.
Baba was chilling.
400 years of slavery. Do you know how ridiculous that is?
He allowed his own people to. He likes his own people to suffer now. So fuck niggas.
Wow, I mean black people.
Israelites suffered now. It's true now.
I mean, when you look at it, 400 years of slavery, where was God? I mean, like, how could you allow people to go? Have you seen slavery? Slavery was ridiculous. The things that happened was like human evil at its literal peak.
But Christians are justifying the one in the Bible. They are saying it's not the same with the American chattel slavery. And these are Nigerians. Fucking Nigerians. I'm like, do you know that you are a survivor? It's possibly the father of your ancestor was a slave and he escaped, or she escaped and was able to give birth to the person that was your progenitor in your family for you to exist. And you are there opening your dirty mouth saying that the Bible slavery and it's really crazy. They say it's servants, but I'm like, read the context. Can't you see the way they are being treated? Is this how you treat your servant that you are paying salary, or what the hell? Who is deceiving who?
It's crazy, slavery in the Bible. There's so many irregularities that happen in the Bible, and when you point it out to like Christians, they always try to defend it and be like, it's not that way. It's just like they tell you Old Testament and New Testament was different.
Now that one they verse me pass. And I'll now open and say, but Jesus came to fulfill the law. He did not come to break it. That is the amalgamation of the Old Testament with the New Testament. That is the bridge. That is the connection. What made them to validate all the happenings in the Old Testament. So what the fuck are you saying? Saying it's Jesus. Jesus said, I and my Father are one. So it's either there are two people, or Jesus has multi-personality. God has multi-personality disorder. That's even scary. They are dealing with a psychopath that has so much power. We are fucked if he should exist.
But sometimes I wonder, how can a book be this powerful? Like, I mean, it's wow, like a
time
so
and
many
bloodshed.
millions of people follow that book. Bloodshed.
Yes, now the history of the Christians, they killed a lot of people back then. That's what the Dark Ages were. The church was in charge of the whole world. That's
scary.
It's really scary.
That's scary. And Christians tell you that Christianity is not violent.
Because time has passed now. Time has passed, and we didn't have cell phones then to show the record. But Islam are still fresh out. They are still fresh. So that's why the violence is still in their blood. Maybe if they survive another 2000, they will repackage themselves and create one Messiah.
I mean, I remember when I tweeted that, Mohammed was a pedophile, and then this guy was like, I'm so glad this girl's not close to me, if not I would have cut off her head. And I'm like,
a Nigerian.
I laughed so hard. Yes, now on Twitter, like I laughed so hard at this person threatening me because I pointed out facts. That guy was a pedophile, and he was threatening me. So I just said I was going to cut off my head.
because they are speaking the truth. It's all ego. They are ego. the God concept is ego. When people say God said, they are the ones saying, their ego is talking. I didn't understand that till I finally detached myself that God is ego. Man made God. Man's ego is always the one talking when they say God said.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask your question. Network is doing
Okay, so
Haga.
when you finally left Christianity,
Yeah.
did you feel when you started to have some revelations and realizations, did you feel like ashamed or angry or like sad? How did you feel?
There was sad, there was first of all fear. Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. There was first of all fear. Like, fucking hell, am I going to throw my life away? Is this the devil at work? The end times, the end times of say men will stop believing. All those things were playing in my head. I was not a serious Christian, but I don't know how that has always been in my head. End times. It was just playing in my head. So I was afraid. Then, second of all, I was ashamed. Like, I could not say the word atheists. Like, say I'm an atheist. There was no confidence yet. Because I didn't like what I was saying in the Bible. So I was now searching for a reason. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. That's the thing cut off, Abby.
I think it's network.
So I said I was afraid. You get it?
Wow. Yeah, I get it.
So it was end time parole, the whole people are not going to believe. So the whole end time prophecies, all those things were just playing in my head. So, and I was ashamed of saying I'm an atheist. I didn't have confidence to tell people that I don't believe, because I did not know. I wasn't still sure. It was now till I was watching all these videos, listening to all these podcasts, like, and this atheist experience. That's one of the ones that helped me to be like, oh, so it's even nonsense. Americans too are mad. So those were the things that now made me to calm down.
Wow.
Made me to calm down and start looking at it objectively. Like, okay, even the atheist, I don't trust you. You, the Christian, I don't trust you. So prove yourselves to me.
Yeah.
And all the atheists open their hands of like, this, it is what it is. Read the words. Open your Bible. There's time for twisting and say you need to look at the deeper meaning. All those, the word says this, that. So who are we deceiving? Is it you say you need the Holy Spirit to interpret to you? See, I know you're English again. Say Holy Spirit, na English teacher now.
Wow.
So those were the phases I went through.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think you're a better atheist than a Christian?
I don't understand that question.
No, I mean, because I see the way you're coming with like so many, like you have facts, you're more gingered, talk about atheism, and it's not the same way you talk about Christianity.
Okay, because I'm pissed on many levels.
Okay.
Personally, first of all, what made me to be asking is Nigeria as a whole. Nigeria is so fucked.
Yeah.
I was like, if Muslims are they are worshiping the legit God, their life should be better. If Christians are worshiping the legit God, their life should be better. But we are all fucked up together. Even Babalawo's hopeless as well. So I was not like, what the fuck are we doing in this country? It's getting worse since the day I became conscious. Like, Nigeria has just been on a nosedive, and we're heading for a total crash. What is the point of all these your prayers? Then the next thing is, a lot of spiritual Christians are assholes.
Yeah.
Fucking assholes. Like, you are a better Christian than me, quote unquote, but you're a greater asshole than I am. Why? It doesn't match.
Yeah.
Then Covenant University added to it the rules, the regulations. I got suspended 100 level for pornography as a horny teenager. So all that has cumulated into a anger that I'm directing into being creative, because religion has fucked Nigeria in the ass big time.
I agree.
So that's what's keeping me moving.
Wow. That's a lot of motivation, That's a lot of motivation. Like I've mentioned, I don't have that motivation, I don't have that strong thing pushing me. It's just for me, I just simply don't believe, it's just I just don't believe. Yeah. I'm not gonna, I like that you're listening to, atheist podcasts and all that, but I might not necessarily listen, I might not necessarily go out and read books and educate myself,
it's a choice.
For me, it's just like I don't believe. I'm not willing to participate. It's people that I see that I care for. So everybody should just get out.
No time.
Honestly, for me, it's like everybody should just get out. Christians, Muslims, atheists, traditionalists, just get out. That's how it is for me. But I don't identify as Christian anymore at all.
And leave you in peace.
And you leave me in peace,
Very good. So that's all for this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you are yet to subscribe, please consider subscribing. Podcast is available on Apple, Spotify, Google, I think Deezer now. It's everywhere, sha. So whichever one is convenient for you, check it out on those platforms. Also, if you'd like to send a voice message, the link is in the show notes. Thank you for listening. Have a lovely week.